This is comfort food. My dad used to make these little hole-in-a-rolls, is what he called them. Piece of bread with a hole in it, eggs in the center. Just got back from teachers planning. We just did our little training session to prepare for tomorrow. We have a leader over all of us that, you know, just covers different things, like asks us, okay, do you have an idea for this segment, that segment? And then she usually shares something about working with children. So maybe a discipline issue, how do you handle this? Or just like we did a checklist of how prepared have we been. But I've learned a lot of things that were really interesting to me, like our view of success. And it was designed to make us see that, you know, what we think is a successful class, which is everybody sits still and listens and goes, aha, you know, which I really don't think that's a successful class, but that would be like considered the optimal teaching situation, isn't really a successful class. We really don't know what's happening internally in someone, and you know, it's just our job to present the information with love, to love them, to be there for them, and try and make it interesting. Certainly try to engage them, don't give up, but ultimately it's just out of our hands, you know, it's not all up to me. So that was, I knew that, but there were still some things in the little checklist that she gave us, this was several weeks ago, that I saw, ooh, I do think that. I do get really hard on myself if it seemed like nobody listened. They just didn't, you know, and it wasn't that it was boring, it was just, I just didn't grasp their attention, I guess, and I'll feel real hard on myself. And that's kind of conceited a little. Nobody told me that. I just feel like on my own that it's not all up to me. It's not all about my performance. If I'm telling them something I believe is true in a loving way, and if I'm gearing it toward the children as I get to know them, I know their likes, and it's just not up to me. It's not all up to me. I can't, you know, fix everything and control everything. So I've just found myself applying it in other situations, like all over the place. Like when I work with college aged, you know, young adults, if everyone seems really quiet, half asleep because it's super early, we have super early church, it doesn't mean that I failed, it doesn't mean that I didn't do a good job, it just means they're tired, and you know, they're, whatever's happening on the inside of them, I don't know what that is. So it really took a lot of the pressure off of me, because I kind of started both of those positions around the same time, and I had been comfortable working with different ages, and then all of a sudden I was with two ages that I'm not used to working. So anyway, a lot of pressure that I put on myself, and I've just been learning to do my part, be prepared, always show love, and then the rest isn't up to me, it's up to God, you know. And that it really goes with things not, it goes with things not teaching, just all sorts of things in life. I've been finding I can cut myself some slack. I used to really be kind of hard on myself, feeling a sense of responsibility, like I'd better do this well, I'd better be perfect at this, or I'll let someone down. Just nobody necessarily put that pressure on me. I mean, I've been in a few situations where, yes, I was pressured unfairly, but a lot of times it's just, you know, in your head. You're just kind of born that way, geared to feel like you've got to do everything right. And Yeah, I don't. I've totally given up on that. I know I don't do everything right, nor can I. And there wasn't a lot of pride. I wasn't enjoying the prideful aspect of that. Like, hey, I did everything right. You know, it was all like nervousness. So I haven't been that way in many years. But there was just this little bit still of pressure I put on myself about these little roles that I've started volunteering in. And I'm so glad that pressure has let up and that I've recognized it for what it is. It's nothing to do with knitting. But that's where I was this morning, and I thought about it as we worked. My uncle is not well at all. He's taken a much worse turn, and I need to go visit him and be with him. That's the uncle I'm making a hat for. Here it is, the Watchman's cap. I'm not very far on it. I've been just trying to edit these little vlogs with all of my free time. I've got about 4 inches here. Maybe you can see it. There you go. But yeah, so that really threw me. I won't be, I'll be traveling tomorrow. Maybe you'll be traveling with me some of the way. And if I will be staying at my daughter's, so maybe she'll be making her appearance on the vlog. I'm sure my son thinks it's her turn. I got this little 2 at a time sock bag. I said, oh, I'll use that for my 2 at a time Christmas socks, but I forgot. I'm just knitting these 1 at a time. So just finished with the ribbing. I'm starting on the stockinette body. I'm just wondering if this is a 0. I think I'm using zeros. Boy, this looks baggy. I don't know. This looks really, I don't know. It's been a while since I did the box of socks, and I'm not super confident about my sock gauge now. I don't want to mess these up. They won't be ready for Christmas. That's pretty apparent by now. It's either this vlogging thing or the projects, and this is probably the only one I will have ready for Christmas. And trying to edit iMovie via phone is just not fun. It's not fun at all. That is what's killing me. It's taking all my time. But I mean, these are silly problems. Those aren't real problems. Oh, my phone, my iPhone, and I can't get iMovie to work, you know. Wow. I was gonna tell you about my sweater. This is the Julia sweater by Wool and the Gang. You can see it's got, my sleeves are kind of long. It's a drop shoulder, easy. Let me see if I can stand up and show you. See, we've got an easy, flowy, oversized sweater. I have lots of pictures of all of my projects on my Ravelry page, and I link to it beneath the screen here, so you can see all the details. But the yarn that I used was Classic Elite Chesapeake, and that is a great yarn. It's discontinued, which really bums me out because it was my new favorite to use. It's very wearable. This morning I left and it was maybe high 50s. It's now in the mid 70s outside, and I wasn't sweating while wearing this because it's 50% cotton, 50% merino. It's just really a good warm weather option. And the fact that it has so much merino, it knit like wool. It didn't feel like I was knitting cotton. But it's warmer, and yet it's not heavy. It's lightweight. It feels really just comfortable, easy to wear. The little boat neck, I like this neckline a lot. And I could even block it for more ease if I wanted, but I don't. It's good like it is. And it's pretty much just 4 rectangles, you know. You've got a sleeve, another sleeve that you have to sew together, a front and a back. You sew everything together, you do your little trim, the bottom band and the neckline and the cuff, and that's it. But it is seed stitch, and it looks great. doesn't it? I mean, seed stitch is excellent. It's, to me, it's really kind of showy for a knitter. If you're wearing seed stitch, someone asked me today, did you make that? And I said, I did. And like, oh, you're awesome. It's so easy, you know, but it looks impressive. It isn't really easy though to do for an entire sweater, especially when it's oversized. Seed stitch can kind of suck your soul out. You're always glad you did it afterward, but man, it's hard to stick with it. I did appreciate though that this had some wool in it. If this had just been Wool in the Gang cotton, I don't know. I don't know how well I would have done with seed stitch for this entire thing. I just got the pattern. You know, once in a while Wool in the Gang will put some of their patterns on sale. They always sell a few, I think. That might have changed now. They always had a few, but not every one of their patterns came without the kit. But once in a while they have a big pattern sale, and I would catch those sales and I'd buy them, you know, for whatever, $6, because the patterns are usually like $12 or something. But I haven't ever knit a kit from them. I do have a kit for a bag. It's like a beach bag, a mesh bag, and it's got the fittings for the strap, everything. It's really nice. I need to do it. I need to do it for summer, and that's something I could use a lot of because we live close to the water. We used to go to the beach a ton, and I think that we will again now that you know, just things have shifted in my life. I'm not caregiving for anyone. I'm free to go do things on the weekend. So, and obedience trained dog. This one's fixing to get its obedience in January, so maybe it won't be so nutso to take them with us to the beach because they would love it. Okay, well, he's not gonna love it. He's gonna be weirded out by the waves, but this one, she's half water dog. She will love it. So I need to knit that Wool in the Gang kit. I gotta get around to doing all these things, but you know, like right now I'm just in video land.